Elena looked out at the rebuilt skyline of the city below. We focus on defense first, ensure Earth can never be threatened again. Then exploration, but cautious, ethical exploration. The Tyracol made us evolve faster than we should have. We need to make sure our wisdom catches up with our technology. We nodded. And if we encounter other aggressive species, then we remind them of what the Tyracol learned the hard way. Elena's expression hardened. When facing humans, always heed the warning, or there will be nowhere to hide. Across the galaxy, the story spread among spacefaring civilizations, a cautionary tale about an unassuming world with a species that transformed from prey to predator in mere months. The most dangerous force in the universe, it seemed, wasn't advanced technology or overwhelming numbers. It was humanity's unique talent for adaptation, for turning defeat into advantage, for learning from every challenge until they became the most fearsome hunters of all. They had ignored the warning. They had invaded Earth expecting an easy conquest. Now the galaxy waited anxiously to see where the newly spacefaring humans would turn their attention next. Elena, participating via secure link from the Prometheus, shook her head. I've attempted further communication. They dismiss us as primitives, not worth negotiating with. Then we make them take us seriously, said General Santos of the Pan-American Alliance. Show them that taking Earth will cost them more than it's worth. A scientist named Wei Chen, previously unknown to most in the room, was given the floor. We've been analyzing their communication protocols and ship signatures. They're advanced, but not infallible. Given time, we can adapt our technology to counter theirs. How much time? Asked Admiral Chen. More than we have, replied Wei. But if we can delay them, make first contact costly enough. We're quick learners. The plan took shape rapidly. The Prometheus, carrying a diplomatic delegation including Elena, would attempt one final negotiation. Meanwhile, Earth would prepare for the worst. 24 hours later, Elena stood in a virtual meeting space created by Tyracol technology, facing the alien commander. Up close, the alien was even more unsettling, nearly 3 meters tall with movements that seemed too fluid, too precise. I am Supreme Commander Vexorn of the Tyracol Dominion, it announced. You have been granted this audience to receive terms of surrender. Elena straightened her shoulders. I am Captain Elena Reyes, representing the United Nations of Earth. I come with a message and a warning. A warning? The alien's voice modulator couldn't hide its contempt. Humanity may appear primitive by your standards. Our technology is younger, our reach shorter. But we are not like other species you have encountered. Throughout our history, humans have excelled at one thing above all others: adaptation. When threatened, we don't just fight, we evolve. She took a step forward. Invade our world, and humanity will not simply resist. We will become your destruction. We will study you, learn from you, and turn your own strengths against you. This is not bravado. It is our nature. Check your historical records of other conquests. Have any other species warned you specifically about their adaptive capabilities? For the first time, Vexorn seemed to consider her words. Many species boast before conquest. All serve in the end. Then ask yourself this: why would a supposedly primitive species send an unarmed emissary to deliver a warning they know will be ignored? We don't expect you to retreat based on words alone. We expect you to learn the truth the hard way. Elena's eyes hardened. Last chance, Commander. Leave our system, or face a war unlike any your Dominion has fought before. Vexorn's 6 eyes blinked in sequence. Your species' overconfidence is noted. It will make your subjugation more satisfying. This audience is concluded. The virtual space dissolved, and Elena found herself back on the Prometheus. They're not backing down, she reported to Earth Command. Invasion is imminent. Admiral Chen nodded grimly. Then we implement Operation Hornet's Nest. All forces are in position. Good luck, Captain. The Tyracol fleet entered Earth's orbit with overwhelming force. Their weapons, energy beams that could vaporize entire city blocks, fired on military installations worldwide. They expected panic, disorganization, the typical chaos that preceded conquest. What they got instead was Operation Hornet's Nest. As their weapons struck, they hit empty bases, decoys constructed in the precious hours before their arrival. The real military assets had been dispersed, hidden in thousands of locations worldwide. And as the first Tyrekol landing craft descended, they encountered not disorganized resistance, but a coordinated global response. From her position on the Prometheus, now hidden in the shadow of Earth's moon alongside other hastily reassigned spacecraft, Alina watched the first phase of humanity's plan unfold. Not a fight for victory, that was impossible with current technology, but a fight for time. "They've taken the bait," reported Admiral Chen. "Ground forces are engaging at the designated containment zones. Casualties are high, but we're collecting valuable data on their weapons and tactics." Professor Wei Chen's voice joined the transmission. "The information is already proving invaluable. Their shield technology has specific frequency vulnerabilities we can exploit. Their ground troops are stronger than humans, but slower in Earth's gravity." Elena nodded. "And the special project?" "Underway," replied Wei. "Teams worldwide are analyzing every piece of Tyrekol technology we can get our hands on. They're advanced, but their systems follow predictable patterns. We're already making breakthroughs." The first day of the invasion ended with apparent Tyrekol victory. They controlled major strategic locations and had established bases worldwide. Supreme Commander Vexorn sent a transmission to Earth's remaining leaders. "Dominion Fleet." "Sir," Krelvor said hesitantly, "communications with the fleet have been inconsistent. We believe the humans are interfering with our quantum network." Vexorn's mandibles clicked rapidly, a sign of extreme stress. "Impossible. They couldn't have mastered that technology so quickly." "Evidence suggests otherwise, Commander. And there's something else." Krelvor hesitated. "Our orbital sensors have detected unusual activity at their lunar base, energy signatures unlike anything we've seen from them before." 6 months into the invasion, humanity unveiled Project Phoenix. From hidden construction facilities across the globe and the expanded lunar base, Earth launched its counterattack. Led by the newly commissioned warship Phoenix, built around a core of reverse-engineered Tyrekol technology, a fleet of 60 vessels rose to challenge the invaders. On the bridge of the Phoenix, Captain Alina Reyes addressed her crew. "6 months ago, the Tyrekol came to our world believing we were primitive, easy prey. They ignore our warning about humanity's greatest strength, our ability to adapt, to learn, to overcome. Today, we demonstrate that strength not just in defense of our world, but in taking the fight to them." The human fleet engaged the Tyrekol ships in Earth orbit. Though smaller and less numerous, the human vessels employed tactics the Tyrekol had never encountered, sacrificing ships to create openings, using Earth's gravity well in complex maneuvers, and deploying weapons specifically designed to target Tyrekol weaknesses. Most devastating were the infiltrator drones, tiny machines that attached to Tyrekol hulls, bypassed their security, and transmitted complete technical schematics back to human forces before detonating at vulnerable points. Supreme Commander Vexorn watched in disbelief as his fleet, which had subjugated dozens of worlds, fell into disarray. "How is this possible?" he demanded. "No species has ever adapted this quickly." "You should have listened to me," came a familiar voice as Elena Rice's image appeared on his command screen. "I warned you about us. Humanity doesn't just fight. We transform. Every defeat teaches us. Every challenge makes us stronger." "What do you want?" Vexorn asked, finally understanding he faced not just defeat but extinction. Unconditional withdrawal from Earth and all its territories, all Tyrekol technology left behind. "And one more thing, you will carry our message back to your dominion." "What message?" Elena's expression was cold. "Humanity is not to be threatened. We were content to remain within our system, focused on our own development. You forced us to look outward, to advance centuries in months. Your invasion didn't just fail, it created something new. Tell your leaders, leave us in peace, or there will be nowhere in this galaxy you can hide from us. Within days, the remaining Tyrakal forces retreated from Earth orbit, abandoning equipment and wounded in their haste. As promised, Vexorn carried humanity's warning back to the Dominion Council. They are unlike any species we have encountered, he reported, mandibles trembling. They don't just use technology, they evolve with it. In 6 months, they went from primitive defenses to weapons that could threaten the Dominion itself. The Council was skeptical until they reviewed the battle data. The learning curve was unprecedented. A species that had barely reached its moon before contact was now venturing beyond its solar system in ships that incorporated and improved upon Tyrakal designs. And their message, asked the High Counselor, that we awakened something that would have remained dormant, that they now look to the stars not with curiosity alone, but with the eyes of hunters who have found new prey. 1 year after the failed invasion, humanity's expansion had already begun. With reverse-engineered and improved Tyrakal technology, human outposts appeared throughout the solar system. Research vessels ventured further, mapping nearby star systems, and in orbit around Earth, a defensive fleet grew, ships designed not just to protect Earth, but to take the fight elsewhere if needed. In the newly established Unified Earth Command Headquarters, Admiral Elena Reyes, promoted for her role in the Resistance, met with Professor Wei Chen, now head of the Advanced Technologies Division. The Tyrakal are spreading the word, said Wei, reviewing intelligence gathered from captured communication nodes. Other spacefaring species are being warned about us. Elena smiled grimly. Good. Let them know what happens when you threaten Earth. What happens next? Asked Wei. We have the technology now to expand rapidly, to become a major power. Your resistance is futile, but has earned you respect. Surrender now, and 30% of your population will be spared as laborers. Continue, and that number drops with each day of defiance. The response came not from world leaders, but from millions of individual communications devices worldwide, overwhelming the Tyrakal systems with a single message. We warned you. Now we hunt. The human counterstrike. Supreme Commander Vexorn reviewed the invasion progress with growing unease. 3 weeks into what should have been a straightforward conquest, the Tyrakal faced unprecedented resistance. Not just military opposition, that was expected, but a bewildering, constantly evolving array of tactics that defied conventional warfare logic. Explain these casualty figures, he demanded of Sub-Commander Krulvor. The humans are adaptive, Krulvor replied, choosing his words carefully. They study our technology, our tactics, even our biology, and they adjust with remarkable speed. Examples. 3 days ago, they had primitive projectile weapons that couldn't penetrate our armor. Today, they've modified those same weapons to target weak points in our exoskeletons, weak points they shouldn't have been able to identify so quickly. They're capturing our technology, reverse engineering it, and deploying countermeasures within days, sometimes hours. Vexorn's eating mandibles clicked in irritation. They are primitives. They only achieved rudimentary space travel a century ago. Yes, Commander, but their learning curve is unlike anything in our records. The scientist teams suggest their species evolved in an unusually competitive environment, forcing rapid adaptation as a survival trait. The captain of that first vessel, Reyes, she warned us of this, Vexorn admitted reluctantly. There's more, continued Krulvor. They don't fight like a unified species. Each region, each group, uses different tactics. Just when we adapt to one approach, we face something entirely new. And they communicate, share information globally, despite our efforts to disrupt their networks. Vexorn studied the global map. The Tyrakal held the major cities and strategic points, but the countryside teemed with resistance. More concerning, their supply lines came under increasingly sophisticated attacks. Increase the pressure, he ordered. Target their food production centers. Hunger will break their will. But hunger didn't break human will. It focused it. In a repurposed underground research facility beneath the Rocky Mountains, Professor Wei Chen worked tirelessly with a global team of scientists, analyzing every piece of Tyrcol technology they could salvage. Their quantum communication system is the key, she explained to the gathered military leaders. It operates on principles we theorized but never implemented. But now, she gestured to the prototype device behind her. We've not only replicated it, but improved it. We can intercept their transmissions, insert false commands, even track their fleet movements. General Santos studied the device with amazement. In 3 weeks, you've matched technology that took them centuries to develop. Wei smiled grimly. Not matched, exceeded. They've grown complacent, using the same technology for generations with minor improvements. We're approaching it with fresh perspectives and desperate motivation. Across a conference table, Alina Reyes, now serving as advisor to Earth's unified resistance, examined the latest battle reports. How soon can we deploy the new countermeasures? The EMP devices tuned to their shield frequencies are already in production, replied Admiral Chen. The modified drones that can infiltrate their systems go into field testing tomorrow. Elena nodded. And Project Phoenix? Coming along faster than we dared hope, said Wei. Their propulsion technology is based on principles we already understood theoretically. Implementing it practically. We're close. Very close. On the battlefield, the shift was already becoming apparent. Tyrcol ground forces that had advanced confidently weeks earlier now moved with caution, facing traps and ambushes from humans who seemed to understand their tactics before they employed them. A major confrontation in what had once been the Pacific Fleet headquarters marked the turning point. Tyrcol forces, expecting to eliminate a significant resistance stronghold, instead walked into a trap. Human forces deployed electromagnetic pulse weapons specifically calibrated to the frequency of Tyrcol shields, rendering them momentarily vulnerable. The subsequent attack was precise and devastating. When Supreme Commander Vexorn received the report of the defeat, the first major Tyrcol military loss in over a century, he finally understood the human captain's warning. These weren't just determined defenders. They were predators who had found new prey. Pull back to defensible positions, he ordered. Request reinforcements from the First Contact and Ultimatum. The stars looked different from orbit. Captain Alina Reyes had spent enough time on the observation deck of the research vessel Prometheus to know this intellectually, but the view still took her breath away every time. Earth hung below, a blue marble wrapped in swirling white clouds, peaceful and serene from this distance. Captain, we have a situation. Commander Jackson's voice crackled through her comms unit, shattering the moment of tranquility. On my way, she replied, already moving toward the bridge. The tension in Jackson's voice was unusual. As the chief science officer aboard humanity's most advanced deep space research vessel, Jackson rarely sounded concerned. Intrigued, excited, even annoyed. Those were his standard emotions. Concern was new. The bridge hummed with activity when Alina arrived. The crew moved with practiced efficiency, but she detected an undercurrent of unease. Report, she ordered, sliding into her command chair. Jackson gestured to the main view screen where a series of anomalous readings flashed. We detected these energy signatures at the edge of our solar system approximately 30 minutes ago. Whatever it is, it's large, it's using technology we've never seen before, and it's heading directly toward Earth. Elena studied the data, her mind racing. Humanity had been searching for extraterrestrial life for centuries, sending out signals and probes, hoping for contact. Now it seemed contact was coming to them, unannounced and uninvited. How long until they arrive? At current velocity, 72 hours, Jackson replied. Options. The Prometheus is the only vessel with both the range and speed to intercept, said Lieutenant Commander Nakamura, their tactical officer. We could attempt first contact. Delina considered this. The Prometheus wasn't a military vessel, but it was the most advanced ship humanity had ever built. Its engines, a revolutionary design that had pushed the boundaries of human physics, could get them there in time. Alert Earth Command. Tell them we're moving to intercept and establish communication. She turned to her communications officer. Prepare first contact protocols. Let's hope they're friendly. The Prometheus changed course, accelerating toward the approaching vessels. As they drew closer, the true scale of what they faced became apparent. It wasn't a single ship but a fleet, massive vessels that dwarfed the Prometheus, moving in perfect formation. "My God," whispered Jackson as the images clarified on their screens. "Each one is the size of a small city." Elena felt a chill run through her. These weren't explorers or traders. The configuration, the formation, these were warships. Open a channel, all frequencies, first contact package ready. For tense minutes, they broadcast humanity's carefully crafted greeting. Mathematical sequences, basic atomic structures, images of Earth and its people, music, art, and finally, simple language constructs. The response, when it came, was unexpected. The alien signal hijacked their systems with ease, and a figure appeared on their main screen. It was tall and slender with iridescent scales covering its body, and 6 eyes arranged in a circular pattern around a vertical mouth. When it spoke, the ship's AI translated in real time. "We are the Tyrcall Dominion. Your world has resources we require. Surrender and serve, and a portion of your population will be permitted to survive. Resist, and you will be eradicated." Elena stared at the alien, shock giving way to determination. "This is Captain Elena Reyes of the Earth vessel Prometheus. We welcome peaceful contact with other civilizations, but we will not surrender our world. Earth is under the protection of its people. We request diplomatic discussion to find a mutually beneficial resolution." The alien's circular mouth contracted in what might have been amusement. "Primitive species always plead. It changes nothing. You have no protection that matters. We have conquered 37 worlds. Yours will be the 38th. Prepare your leaders for submission." The transmission cut off abruptly. "They've increased speed," reported Nakamura. "New estimate for Earth arrival, 36 hours. Elena gripped the arms of her chair. "Get me Earth Command. Priority Alpha." In the hours that followed, Earth descended into controlled chaos. As the Prometheus raced back to Earth, governments worldwide convened emergency sessions. Military forces mobilized, but everyone knew the truth. Humanity's weapons were designed to fight other humans, not repel an alien invasion. Admiral Chen of the United Earth Defense Council looked grim as he addressed the hastily assembled leaders. "Our options are limited. Our most advanced weapons may be ineffective against their technology. We need time." "What about negotiation?" asked the Secretary General.